Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. On this big blue marble, it's Walt with you once again, this time from the streets of Seoul, South Korea. I had intended to put a label on the image here, over the video, so you can see where we are, but it doesn't appear to be working today, so you'll just have to take my word from it. We're in Seoul. It is just before 10 o'clock here in the morning on Friday, and we're going to go get some coffee. Hello, Planes for Life, Ramon Balderrama, Super 80 Adrian. Happy to see you. Here's the nearest convenience store to where I am staying at a Airbnb called CU. It's, kind of what you'd expect at 7-Eleven back in the States, or a Quick Trip, or one of those kinds of places. A little bit of everything, and these convenience stores are pretty much on almost every street corner in Seoul. You really don't have to go very far to get one, to get to them, and they have all the basic things, milk, drinks, candy, prepackaged food. We are, let's see, right in the center of your screen is a Hyundai department store. Yes, the Hyundai that we're familiar with in the U.S. that supplies cars is a big conglomerate, and they also have department stores, and that is one of them. And I think I've been in that one before. It has a glass elevator there in the center. Now, I don't know that it's open yet. It's right before 10 a.m. and at most of the stores here don't open until 10 a.m. I was surprised. Even the coffee shops that I looked at in the U.S. open, maybe in some cases at 5 and 5:30 a.m. back in Texas. Well, here they open at 8 a.m. So here's a big street crossing. The corner of Bakebom Row. As you can see, this got kind of a Times Square element to it with big video screens. No airport today. NASCAR Crash Gaming. Sorry. Hello to Peter and to John Michael and to Kai. We're crossing the street. You can see they have green. They've installed green illuminated lights ahead of the crosswalk to accommodate people who are always on their cell phones and looking down. So if it's red, you don't want to step into the traffic. So we're at the intersection of a couple of big wide boulevards. You see the green lights are flashing, and they turn red. So I just walked a few steps and I'm already at a subway station, which is very handy if you want to get around. I don't have a car here. Hello, Emily. Emily got in touch with me. She wanted to know when I might be at Gimpo Airport. I haven't yet made that decision yet. I know we're in for some rain later today. At least that was the forecast I saw. Matt, I'll be safe, don't worry. Here's a store that sells New Balance shoes. You'll see a lot of familiar brands here. And in fact, almost all the store names, starting to feel a little rain here now. Almost all the store names or signs have at least some English in them. Not all. Buses are a very popular and convenient way to get around here. You don't very long, maybe 5 minutes to get a bus. Well, somebody's just about to miss one there. Let's see, we're walking down the boulevard. Here's a Daiso store. Now, it's a Japanese brand, and they've opened some of these stores in America. In fact, this one just opened. It opens at 10 a.m., as do many of the stores here. And it's kind of a place where you get household goods and knickknacks, things like that. Coffee, very popular here. Another look at the Hyundai department store if we look up here. Yeah, I was in that, I don't know if I did a live shot from there. I don't think I did, but I think I did go in the Hyundai department store. And it's, as you might expect, here is a Holly's coffee shop. I believe it's a coffee shop. Yeah, because there's a sign that says Monster Americano on it. Here's a little in-city park, a little bit of a refuge from city life. I don't see any place to sit. Well, I guess you can sit on the wall over here. Now it's funny, it's almost like being in the U.S. There is I don't know if you can see it through the woods here. I think I can zoom in on it. So there's a Starbucks coffee right over there. It looks like it even has a second floor where you can sit down and look at your drinks. And then if we look across the street here, well, first of all, there's the striped building with the Colonel on it, signifying a KFC. But as we go past these buses here, there's the Cafe Gate. I think that was one that came highly recommended. More buses. They all look brand new. So anyway, what I was getting at, there's a Mega Coffee across the street. And okay, right over there, there's another Starbucks. So the Starbucks are on multiple street corners here within walking distance, kind of what you would see in the U.S. Now, I know you are sending messages to me, and I can see the very latest ones, but as they scroll by, I can't look back at them, so I apologize if I missed your message. I see Joseph Clearwater from Terre Haute. What time is it there? Just after 10 a.m. Korean Standard Time on Friday. So this is Friday for me. I'm in the future if you're in the U.S. Hello, Luke the Random Spotter. Luke, you've got a stream coming up. I saw from Minneapolis, St. Paul, I believe. Have you done it yet? I've lost all track of time. If you did it and I missed it, I'm sorry. Kai is here as well. Another one of our mods. Thank you, Kai. So let's see if it's just 10 o'clock here now. If you want to synchronize your watches, let's cross the street. Now to make sure the buses run on time or close to on time, they have separate lanes here. They have their own lanes on many of the major thoroughfares. So it's almost like a train because they get, traffic light preferences, and then they have these islands here for the bus station, and to transfer from one bus to the next. The schedules are posted on the wall here of all the routes. And then they have these signage. Let's see, will this flicker on our screen? So it tells you what the number of the bus is, and I believe it tells you, which one is coming next. You see they have these, here's like a luxury bus. It's got curtains. It's going to the airport. And then the regular city bus. Hannah, the dispatcher, says, you're in the future, so if I was there, I'd have my new iPhone. Is this the day they're coming out? There is an... I know that I've been to one Apple store here in Seoul. I don't know that we're anywhere near it. I was thinking about getting some of those new earbuds. I'm kind of done with headphones. I mean, I like headphones, but they're too bulky to take on long trips. But it might be nice to have some of those new headphones with the super noise cancellation capabilities, or at least that's what's being claimed. But I've seen some good reviews. Payathon says, hope you're having fun so far. I am. Just got to meet up with my son for the first time last night. We went out to have dinner at a little place called Pineapple Express, which is there's a Tesla, look at that, and an Uber taxi to the right of it. So we went to a place called Pineapple Express. I got it was like teriyaki chicken with a slice of pineapple and some vegetables. It was really good. Hit the spot. Big 747 guy says, hey there, Walton, everyone. I'm afraid we won't be seeing any 747s on this stream. This is one of our at-large walkabout streams where we just kind of go about our business. Here's the Starbucks, or a Starbucks. I'm tempted to go in there, if only because their selection of treats is so much better than what is on offer in the U.S. Here's the K-pop influence at a store, which I think this is another coffee shop. What are some of the things they have? A Mega Mix coffee smoothie, Nurungji crisp frappe, spicy bim bim bread. You notice this yellow pavement here. It's got special indentations to help people who are are visually impaired. And so if you were coming to a place like this, I guess their feet are accustomed to feeling the certain bumps that would then lead them to not trip down the stairs here, but instead take the path that leads them this way. And many of the main sidewalks have that feature. Hello, Teresa. The random spotter said, we noticed on vacation in July that Canadian Starbucks have maple pancake bites and a maple Belgian waffle. So good. Yeah. What is up? I've grown very tired of the lineup of bakery goods at the U.S. Starbucks. They could learn a thing or two from their Canadian neighbors and their Korean pals. It is looking more threatening as we walk around. And as I said, there is, I think afternoon, we're expecting to get rain, as we had earlier this week. Hello, Nova Rain. And again, I see your chats go by, but since I have to walk and aim the camera at the same time, I don't always get to see all of your messages. But I do see Jane Welshie Lady. Hello, Jane. This is House of the Burger. That looks pretty good. I ate at a Shake Shack yesterday. On the way from the airport, well, from my hotel to here in Seoul, which itself was an adventure. I had to go through the airport to get to the subway to take me into Seoul. And I saw a Shake Shack there, and it looked, I don't know, like a taste of home. So I had myself a burger and fries and a shake, and it really was good. Del Hilton, thank you for your commentary. Last View says the underground mall under the Hyundai store is nice. I'll have to check that out. If you're just joining us, and I know it doesn't indicate on the screen where we are, but it's Walt with Runway DFW, and we're taking a little break from aircraft and just do a little walkabout. Give you a taste of what the street life is like in Seoul on a Friday morning. This is Sinchon Mart. I think that's the district we're in, Sinchon. Here we go, Lay's potato chips. Spicy mala flavor. You've got your K macaroni up here. And some sort of a corn-oriented chip here. No Whataburger here, M. Mac. Although you do have a lot of American, McDonald's are all over the place here, although I haven't encountered one yet on this little trip. Well, I better move out of the way or else I'm going to get a copyright strike from that music playing in the background. That happened to me on a walkabout the last time we were here. So I'll just keep talking so you don't hear any of that music. No music. Not sure what they sell here. Some kind of fruit. I guess it's fruit-based beverages. Chapanda. Not to be confused with Panda Express, I guess. Chapanda. It's another Holly's coffee. I was kind of wandering around down here. This is, I believe, a waste disposal. I'm sure that's what it is. Although, of course, you don't see any English translation there. James Webb is here. James, thank you for a $300 super chat. Hoo-wee. Thank you so much. So anyway, I guess I know they're pretty strict about stuff you throw away here. One of them is probably for bottles and cans and recyclables, and the other is for the rest. I don't know, but I wouldn't know which is which. Another Starbucks across the street. It looks like it also has an upstairs dining area. Got some awesome hats here. Huh. Well, this takes me back to where I grew up. Brooklyn, New York. But they can't really beat the official Runway DFW cap. So I'll just do a little merchandising here. You can get that at our store, which is linked on our YouTube page. Here's some birds. I see some sculpture of some sort over here. Looks like a public square. Good morning to you, Kevin Mottershaw. And yeah, your guess is as good as mine as to what this might represent. Oh, it's got a screen? Oh, wow. That's pretty sci-fi. Oh, I think, is it actually recording the people in this plaza? And that is weird, wild stuff. Oh, you can see me. Hello, me. So let's see what it says. Okay, it says, I in the City by Yuk Kyun Byung. Let's meet at the Red Periscope. This work, which has been called the Red Periscope since 2009, is the product of Korean representative installation artist Yuk Kyun Byung. The eye in the mirror captures the moment and guides us to see our life in a different way. As a new symbol of encounter, we wish we can share memories. So, memories are being shared. Hello. It's kind of crazy. Warren Rodriguez saying hello. Hello to you. I'm not sure, but I think these may be political banners. I'm going to definitely have to brush up on my Korean, because I know not one word of it. And I'm not saying that, I'm saying that as though I wish I could speak and read Korean, but I haven't invested in that yet. Oh, look, there's a they're even putting those Alice says it looks so nice up there. I guess someday, I know that I have Google Translate on my phone. You can hold it up to anything in Korean. That's how I've had to use the climate control system in my Airbnb, and also the washing machine / dryer in the Airbnb. There's no English translation given on those products for the functions, and there weren't icons either. It was just Korean words. So I had to hold up the phone to see if I can figure out. Now I didn't until this morning. When I got to the Airbnb, I figured out how to turn on the air conditioning, but then I couldn't figure out how to turn it off, and it was getting really cold at night, and I didn't figure out this morning until I didn't figure out the right combination of buttons to push until this morning. It's all operated by remote control, and so there's no physical button I could push on the unit, which is in the ceiling. So it was a chilly night. Here is a Burger King. You can get your all-day snack there. And right across the street, I don't know if you can see it there in the center, but it's a Taco Bell, yeah? So Americanos can feel pretty much at home here if they want to, not sample the local foods. And you can stop by at Starbucks and Taco Bell and McDonald's and Burger King, Shake Shack. Now look what you can get at this store, the iPhone 17. This is not an Apple store, but it's one of the Korean carriers, LG U+. So yes, it's the LG that you're familiar with for TV sets and washing machines and refrigerators. They have a cell phone network here. There's also KT Telecom. There's another one. Here's a little fixer-upper if you're looking to open a shop here in Seoul. Compose Coffee. Now they're smart. This is just a little walk-in shop, but somehow they've managed to waft their coffee smells out onto the sidewalk. And what do you know? Look at what we got here. McDonald's. Let's see what specialities they have. I guess some breakfast items. Oh, look at this. I don't think we have this in the U.S. Guacamole chicken muffin. I'm pretty sure we don't have that. And the guacamole bacon egg muffin. Huh. Unless they've launched those items since I was last in the U.S. You can get your McWings. And they also have mango peach iced tea and peach iced tea. Peach iced tea, that sounds kind of good. And I'm assuming this is some Korean pop star endorsing a McDonald's sandwich. Country Road says the chicken McMuffin in Japan is delicious. I can't vouch for the guacamole kind. Abraham says hello. Karen Glenn says the guacamole and chicken looks delicious. Never seen those in Australia before. There is a church. I can't read the any signage there. I think we're very close to a university. In fact, I'm going to walk over here. It's maybe the university where my son went, Yonsei. I could be mistaken, but let's check it out. There's a large pharmacy, and I'm told that pharmacies can fill in for doctor visits here. You just kind of go up to the pharmacist and you describe what your symptoms are, and they'll provide you with something that will offer relief. Okay. Some rental scooters and bicycles. I don't know, I'd be afraid to travel in that way here without a helmet and without knowing what I was doing either. We welcome Phil Cook as a new member to Runway DFW. Thank you, Phil. Warren Rodriguez says it's a Methodist church we just saw. So let's see. I mean, this looks very familiar to me. This campus-like area sprawling out in front of us. There's the Yonsei Hospital, the Yonsei Cancer Center. But I can't quite make out guess that must be Yonsei University. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, right across the street is where my son did some graduate studies. Peter S. says, Walt, thanks for doing this. Great to see another side of the globe. Easy to, boy, any plan to check out Jeju? Not on this trip. I don't think I have the time. Aussie Gem says, streets look so clean and tidy, something both Australia and the US could certainly improve on. Well, you know, it's not perfect, but I would say that in most of the touristy areas, yes, there is an emphasis. Does seem to be an emphasis on cleanliness. Let's walk up here just a little bit, maybe to the next street. There's a railroad line above us. And we haven't done any railroad action yet on this trip. Well, I did yesterday on the subway anyway. So let's see. We are here. So I guess that church we saw was the Changchun Church. And there's several universities in this area. There's the Yuha Women's University next to the Yonsei University. Hello to Lyric the Game Boy. Good to see you here. Brendan Redwell, so how many K-pop singers have I met so far? Must be a lot since you are popular. Well, I'd have to say I wouldn't know a K-pop star if I bumped into one on the street. So I'm kind of not in there, or they're not in my wheelhouse, I would say. Lots of interesting cars to see here. As you would expect, most of them are Kia and Hyundai. But there are some other international brands. You'll see an occasional Renault. I don't know that I've ever seen an American car here. I mean, yeah, I probably have. But they're very infrequently seen as far as I'm aware. I got my taxi ride from the airport to my hotel when I got here was in it was like a Hyundai Ioniq 6, I think it was. An electric car. So Brandon wants to know, will I be joining any K-pop groups? Have you heard me sing, Brandon Rabbit? No, and there's a reason for that. Actually, I mean, I have a good sense for music, but not a singer. Somebody asked, well, Boatzone says a fair amount of bus traffic there. Yes, buses are a really prime, between the buses and the subway lines, it's really remarkable how easy it is to get around, and you just need an app to coordinate your schedule. Even Google will let you do it. Google Maps will let you do it. The one thing Google Maps won't let you do is get walking directions. You need one of the local map apps like Naver or cacao for walking directions. There's a train up there. I don't know if you can see the pantographs of the electric train going by. Right in front of us is a public toilet. Always nice to know that those are afoot. Well, let's go on a little adventure down here. Brandon, there are an increasing number of look at that cute car, of electric vehicles here. Kia and Hyundai are both pretty heavily invested in that. I'm guessing our signal is holding up all right. And look what we come up on as we get to the bottom of these stairs. And it's a little 7-Eleven tucked into the corner of this intersection. Over here, a little tunnel back to where we came from. I guess we'll go down that way. Have to watch out for scooters. Most of the scooters you see, or a lot of them, are delivery vehicles. I don't know if we'll lose our signal in the tunnel. I hope not. Brandon Rabbit says, I heard Google doesn't do walking due to security concerns with the neighbor country. I'm assuming that could be correct. Space Needle, Mega Dressler. Well, thank you for your kind comments on this tour. I don't know, what would you prefer? There's some people who are, I think my son is one of those. Here's another selfie I can get with the tunnel in the background. My son likes walking tours, but doesn't like them to be narrated. Just likes to hear the sounds of and the sights, just kind of as though you were walking yourself. And I can kind of understand that. So I don't know. Maybe I should shut up. Peter S. wants to know if 7-Eleven has Slurpees. I don't know if they do or not. I'm assuming they do. Look at here. Now, I'm a big fan of Coca-Cola, and look at this. Returnable bottles. Look, this one doesn't even have, it's not even painted. It's just black. There's no lettering. Well, there is lettering on it. It used to be you could turn the bottles upside down back when I was a kid and see where the bottles were made. It had some kind of identifying city on the bottles. But looks like, I believe this is Sprite. It doesn't say Sprite on it. It just has Korean lettering on it. Oh no, it's in a Chilsung cider container. They do have Fanta as well. So, I don't know. I'm intrigued by returnable bottles. I don't know why that went away in the U.S. It seemed like we were recycling before you could recycle, before it became a thing, and then we got rid of it because I guess disposable bottles were so much more convenient. But tell that to our landfills. Well, look at what we have here. An escape city. I guess that's like an escape room kind of thing. We're walking down the narrow streets here. I don't know if you can see in this shot. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. But you would think in a city, all the electrical utilities would be buried underground, but no, it's just kind of a warren of wires and cables dangling above. Nick Johnson says we still have returnables in Massachusetts. That is very cool. Captain Morgan 757, where is everyone? We are at the corner of, the street signs on this intersection are not in English, other than there's one that indicates that the Hyundai department store is 300 meters if we make a right turn. So we'll make a right turn because that will get us back to the main street.